So my name is Stan Ajemian. I'm the Director of Education for ICF Colorado, and I'm here today with Master Coach Fran Fisher, who will be our speaker for the March 13th chapter meeting, and she'll be discussing two paths merging, art and science of MCC anchors. And we're going to hear a little bit more about that in a few minutes. First, I would just want to introduce you to Fran. Many of you already know Fran Fisher because she's been a member, an active member of ICF Colorado for many years, and an active leader in ICF both in Colorado and beyond. She's a master certified coach, and is really one of the pioneers in coaching. She was one had one of the first training schools for coaches, as well as she was one of the founding board members for ICF Global, and chair of the Credentialing Development Committee from very early on, serving as the ICF Credentialing Assessor since 1998. Therefore, she is one of the world's experts on coaching credentialing, absolutely, and happens to be a local coach here in Colorado. Um, so her current passion really is training MCC coaches for their MCC accreditation and offer certified master or certified mentor training for those who want to become mentor coaches. Um, in 2022, Fran received the honor of the highly esteemed ICF Circle of Distinction Award, which is quite an honor. I just want to read this. Fran's vision is a world where everyone is enjoying a rich and fulfilling life, living true to their essence, life purpose, and values. She,
This world.
yes, this world. She believes that this is what the world needs of us, to be true to ourselves, and that coaching is the contribution we can make for this transformation in our world. So Fran lives in Fort Collins, Colorado, with her husband, Pat Williams, who is also an active member and has been for many years of ICF Colorado. And yeah, and so welcome, Fran. It's so good to
Thank
see you
you.
and have a
Thank
conversation.
you. Thank you. Yes, and two things I want to add is that actually we're a neighbor to Fort Collins. We're in a town called Windsor, a little small town, just triangulated with Loveland and Fort Collins. And we just love where we are, right on the Poudre River, runs right past our back door. It's very sweet.
Lovely. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you.
So yeah, so actually what I'm this hearing a little bit more about your background has me so interested. How did you get into coaching in the first place? I mean, this is a long time ago, but what is that?
Oh my gosh. How did I get into it in the first place is uh, a really, really, really long, interesting story. So I'll have to cut to the chase for the benefit of the time we have here. I was on the personal growth junkie path for decades. And I was in a personal growth workshop where Laura Whitworth and Henry House were on the team in this workshop. And after they met me, they invited me to their pilot coach training course. Later, they founded, of course, CTI. But this
Oh,
was in
okay.
1992. And Laura said to me on this enrollment call, she said, it's an introduction to coaching. And I said, well, I can't imagine wanting to be a coach. I had no idea what that meant, what that was. And she said this. She said, Fran, what you're going to learn in this weekend course is transferable. If you work with people, these skills are transferable. Well, I was a recovering workaholic at the time, and I was in burnout, and I wasn't working, and I had the time, and I thought, well, yeah. So I jumped into their weekend intro to coaching course, and I came out a flag waving champion for coaching. And the next thing I did was hire Henry as my coach. And so that was the beginning of this path. That was the
Wow.
beginning of this path. And what that brought me to was founding my own school, Academy for Coach Training. I was in Seattle at the time, Seattle area, located in Bellevue, Washington, Academy for Coach Training. And in 1998 or 97, I founded my school. And in 98, we accredited ICF, we accredited my school, CTI, and Coach U. We were the first three.
Mm, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's incredible. Like, and this was the very birth of coaching of the
Very
ICF.
birth of coaching. We were riding the bicycle while we were building it.
Yeah,
What that means is we were making it up. I ended up on the original board, and I was given the role of designing the credentialing programs for coaches and coaching schools. So I started out in credentialing, and I was grandfathered in as an MCC because I already had my school and I had all those hours of training. And I was among the first assessors, and I have been assessing consistently for ICF since 1998. And this is where my passion is. You know, I love the training and the mentoring. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so what are you most excited about these days? Like in this current moment in time? Yeah.
Well, these days, the inspiration comes out of the assessing, even though I have the background, I've become a specialist for mentoring for MCC. It is my passion. It's my um, gold ring for coaching. It's my standard, if you will. If you don't mind me telling the truth, that ACC and PCC are like the stepping stones to, what I believe is what really, we want to be doing. Anyway, so as an assessor, and particularly as MCC has come along and a lot more coaches are applying for their MCCs, um, there's sadness and disappointment and frustration that I don't get to pass very many who apply. Um, I'm going to tell you something that's kind of shocking and maybe not so shocking for some people, but I probably pass one out of 4 or 5 assessments. And the ones that don't pass show up like they never even heard of PCC markers. There's no semblance of an attempt to get establishing an agreement. That's just to give you just the tiniest clue. So I began to think, now, wait a minute, I can't blame these applicants. I think that they're not getting the mentoring that they need. They don't know what they don't know. So that was my inspiration. So I have established a program, a certified program, advanced level mentor training for coaches who are already PCCs or MCCs who want to learn how to mentor at this advanced level. And I am building a community of masterful mentors now. And this is my mission so that coaches out there globally will have good choices of high-level masterful mentors to go for their accreditations.
Wow. That's a huge mission. I could see as coaching evolves, as coaching builds and evolves and so on, there are going to be a lot more highly skilled, experienced coaches moving into that MCC level.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So it feels like a mission now where I'm passionate about this contribution that I'm making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I heard, so now getting to the topic of our chapter meeting in 20, in March, um, you and I have been talking a little bit back and forth over the past year about these upcoming MCC anchors. And I know like ICF is constantly evolving, and we've, in 2021, we created the new core competencies and so on, and the PCC markers, et cetera. I know nothing about the MCC level of credentialing requirements, et cetera. So I'm just curious if you could
Oh,
share a
well,
little bit
you're
about.
going to be at the right place. Yeah, so um, I lose track now. I think it's actually been 3 years that we developed this new system for assessing MCC. It's it's very special. It's very unique. It's a transformationally advanced from PCC and ACC. It's 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 a paradigm shift and mindset shifts that it takes to step into onto the MCC track and to pass those exams. And we're going to learn about those. We're going to learn and become. So when you attend, I'm talking to the potential audience, when you attend, you're going to experience these behavioral statements that we're working with, the assessors are working with, and this new rating system. Okay. And you're going to, I'm creating an opportunity for experiential. We're not doing breakouts. We're going to walk through these behavioral statements. We call them anchors. PCC has markers. ACC has anchors. Okay, we're going to walk through those, and I've got a fun way we're going to do that to experience them, really get deeper into the feel, the vibe of MCC.
So I'm an ACC. How
Okay.
is this just for MCCs, or how does it relate to earlier stage coaching?
Oh, oh, start now. Start now learning what is up level
Yeah.
for you. Uh, I say this to ACCs, PCCs, at the ACC level. In fact, this is what I do for my mentoring stand. I mentor ACCs to the PCC level so that when they take their ACC exam, they sail right over the bar, and they love that feeling of confidence. That, yeah. And then for PCCs, I mentor them to the MCC level. So when they apply for their PCC, they sail right over the bar. And then for MCCs, I hold a high bar, and they feel very confident when it's time to apply for their accreditation.
And my understanding is once you get an MCC, that isn't the end of the line, that it continues.
Yeah, that's another whole conversation.
Right. Well, this is amazing. I think this is very exciting. I think I am very honored to have you come speak to our chapter. I mean, you are part of our chapter, but just really come speak to our chapter because of your experience, your deep experience in credentialing, and what we can all learn from this, and how credentialing, I mean, just how credentialing applies in the coaching community as like a foundation. Because a lot of people sort of like resist credentialing, and at the same time it's essential, and it really does help coaches be better coaches. So
Yes, yes. I love prospective mentees when I ask them, what is your motivation for going for MCC?
yeah.
This is what I want to hear. I want to continue my learning and my growth. That's my number one motivation. If I get the certificate for the wall, that's great. And that's what I love. That mindset is what I love to support.
Yeah.
Continuous growth. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Fran.
Uh,
So I just want to remind everybody here that this chapter meeting is going to be held on March 13th, 2025. Um, normally, well, This is going to be a hybrid meeting, meaning there's going to be an in-person option and a Zoom option for those of you out there. This time around, it's going to be kind of different from the usual. And at the time of this recording, not everything's finalized, so please check with the website to get the final information. But it's looking like we're going to have, whether it's on Zoom or in person, we're going to have a like a speed networking event starting at 5 o'clock, followed by some social time and some food if you're in person. And then the actual formal event starts at 6:30 as always. So if you're available, love to have you register. Love to have you come in person, but regardless, come at 5 o'clock and just get some real quality time with people in our community. And the other
Cool.
thing I want to mention is the in-person. We are this particular time we're moving the in-person location to way far in South Denver, like Centennial Littleton area, which unfortunately for Fran means that she can't attend because Fort Collins to South Denver during rush hour is kind of a little bit much. So unfortunately, she'll be on Zoom, but hopefully all of you can attend in person. Those of you who are in South Denver or Colorado Springs, and regardless, we'll have this event on Zoom as well. So yeah, just take a look at the website. Hope to see you all there. And again, thank you so much, Fran Fisher, for sharing
Oh,
wisdom with us.
such a pleasure. I'm excited. And I have to tell you this, if you can see yourself on the screen, you can see that halo above your head. You see it?
This halo. There's a halo above my head. I didn't even notice that. Great. Well, and you have the world that you're impacting behind
Yeah,
you. So
that's it.
good. Thank you so much, Fran.
Okay, see you soon.